like,
Karen, you look pretty professional.
I know.
I did this just for you, and my I have to jump off at 4:30 because the department head set up a Zoom happy hour for my department. So I was like, I better wear real clothes and some makeup today.
Wow, fancy lady.
It's a good lip color. I like it.
Thanks. I like purple.
I'm really glad you guys joined. It makes you feel so special. I was like, who is Dr. Oh,
Mhm.
if you're going to be a pest, I'll kick you out. Fun? All right. So anyway, but he'll know it. He'll know it soon. Beep, beep. Get out of there, too. Beep, beep. Cool. Okay. Well, I'm assuming it'll just be you three, and then we'll see who watches this on the replay. Don't know. Can't say. Hard to say. So anyway, guess we still have a few minutes. But I'm really glad you guys joined. I'm doing this because I literally have nothing better to do. There's nothing else to do in the time of a pandemic, so we might as well be silly and make some food. And I have to cook dinner anyway, so it makes sense that I would just broadcast my exploits. And I think, as many of you may know, I make a giant mess. So I do. I'm sorry.
He agrees.
So therefore, that's why this is called Sarah Makes a Mess in the Kitchen, because that is my favorite thing to do, is making a mess in the kitchen. I will put you in timeout. Excuse me, please. Someone has to go to timeout. Going to timeout. You're staying here. Okay. Anyway. Moving right along. I'm not really as smart as like I've memorized the recipe, so I do have the recipe over there. So before you think I'm like some sort of genius and I've really figured out what's going on, I don't. The recipe's over there. So today we are making the lightened up beef enchiladas with 10-minute enchilada sauce. So first things first, you can use beef, you can use turkey, you can probably use chicken. I don't know, use whatever you had. We had beef, I'm using beef, but you can use any of those other proteins. We've done that. You can probably make it vegetarian and use like beans. I haven't done that, but there's no reason that you can do that. I also did most of the work ahead of time because as you will see, I screwed up already some of the spices. So I have like a little container with my spices for my meat and a little container with the spices for my sauce, and I already got them confused, so that's pretty good. Way to go, Sarah. I already made my chicken stock. I really like this better than bouillon stuff. You can buy it at most stores, or you can get a big tub of it at Costco. It's really easy. Just add boiling water to it, so you can make as much or as little as you want, and it's perfect. So I already have that over here, and already chopped up all my vegetables. As to not chop off my fingers. Someone in this house did this one time where they chopped their finger. It was a little expensive to get it fixed. I'm not gonna name names.
Can't mind sauce.
Yes, Mike, I'll make lots of sauce.
Oh man.
But someone chopped their finger. He went upstairs to take a conference call. It's not the dog, so that's why I already did all my chopping. So I'm gonna preheat my oven, because that will probably be the first thing I forget to do. I use this big old skillet because I like it. It's a Le Creuset cast iron. You can use whatever the frick you have on hand. I like this one. It's kind of like the workhorse of our kitchen. We do a ton of stuff in it. It gets beat on, but it works perfect. So I'm gonna put a little olive oil in there, and I am going to saute my onion, garlic, and pepper. Really, whatever peppers you have on hand. What?
Sarah, Dad
Yes.
would like to wave to you.
Who would?
Dad?
What are you doing?
Okay, well, I can't see you. I just see it says doctor.
Well, I don't know how to make it work.
My wife knows shit about nothing when it comes to computers.
This is the worst part,
Anything else.
but anyway, Dad's here. Can you hear him?
Yes.
Okay, well, he did come in and he's,
What a joy for everyone else. So now both my parents are here. So anyway, heat up your pan, throw some olive oil in it. I see Todd was here. Todd left. He's like, this is dumb. The next most important step, which I think I didn't even address, I don't even know how I did it.
Why aren't you eating? Sarah.
Kidding!
Oh,
Hi, Lisa. I am getting a drink. I can't believe I forgot. So, let me get my drink. This is a crowler that we had filled this weekend at one of our local breweries. Support your local breweries in this time of need. A lot of them are doing curbside pickup, which is a little wonky, but it's pretty cool because you can place your orders online. They will fill them, and then you just call them when you're there, and they will have them ready to go. So cheers, everybody. This is Wyvern's Raspberry Wheat. It's pretty good. It's a very large can. If James was here, he would cover it with tinfoil and put it back in the refrigerator, despite the fact that that's not really a way to save your beer. He thinks it works.
Rondell says that sounds very wonderful, Sarah.
Oh, perfect. Hi, Randall. So, now that my pan's kind of hot, I'm gonna throw in what is my garlic, my peppers, and my onions. Some more have red onions, sometimes they don't. So you can use really whatever onions you want. You want red onions, you want white onions, doesn't really matter. This recipe is really customizable, which is one of the reasons why I like it. As I said, you can put your protein, whatever you want with the vegetables. So I'm just going to saute these peppers, onions, garlic in here and get them kind of soft. James has a thing about onions, so we'll let them get kind of soft and squidgy so they're not smelly bullies as he calls them.
What's she drinking?
I can hear you.
yes, I thought I muted it. He said, what is she drinking? It's not, he thinks it's a Bloody Mary.
It's not a Bloody Mary. Don't be ridiculous.
Not a Bloody Mary.
Goodness gracious.
Are we
All right,
supposed to
so anyway,
Geez, I did not pre-slice. I'm still slicing peppers.
okay. I slice my peppers ahead of time, but you do you. You can chop them, slice them, whatever. Whatever works for you. You know, this, like I said, this recipe is kind of
Maybe
do whatever feels right in your soul. For you, it's perfect.
Just cleaning the store. I had to go to Alice to get salt.
Okay, you need to mute yourself, or you need to go away, because otherwise we just hear your conversation with Dad about all the great things.
I cannot stop this father.
You cannot stop this father. Have you been drinking? There's a little thing that says mute. It's on the left-hand side. It's got a picture of a microphone. And
Oh, got it.
No, you have. Oh, now you did. Okay, cool. So now we don't have to listen to whatever shit talking my dad is engaging in. So I had meat that we bought before the world exploded, which is just ground chuck. That's what I'm going to use, because that's what I have. While this is like doing its little fam jam, I'll probably wait till I get the beef in there before I start the enchilada sauce, because the sauce does need to cook for a few minutes. It's a little hard to do both of them at the same time. I have done it. I don't recommend it. Also, my camera's kind of at a weird angle, so you might just not see my head. Oh no, you can see me. You can kind of push everything around in the pan. If I was James, I would like flatten it all out, like real precise, like, and then mush it all together and then flatten it all out. But he's like real meticulous, and to be quite honest, I am not that meticulous.
And onions and garlic.
What can I say?
And then I just mix it all together.
Sarah, are you mixing all the onions and garlic and peppers in with the meat?
Yeah, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna cook the onion, garlic, and pepper all together, and then you're gonna put the meat in there. So you cook the onions, garlic, and pepper first to get them a little soft.
Ah, we're doing it a little backwards because, I don't really cook, and the Mexican restaurant usually does this for us. So
You're your own Mexican restaurant today. Lisa Ennis, her own Mexican restaurant. So, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you can do it the other way. This is generally like, we do a stir fry. This is kind of how they do it with stir fries, in which you cook all the veggies. No, wrong. Cook the meat and then you cook the veggies. But it's okay.
That's good.
We're not skateboarders all day.
Really.
Oh,
I'm out. He wouldn't shut up. James just came back down for his conference call because apparently I was being loud or something. So the dog got kicked out. He didn't know. He had to go chill. Yeah, there was some serious wolfing going on. So everything in this pan, which you probably can't see, looks kind of nice, sauteing up, smells real good. Keep it going. You're gonna kind of want it to get soft. So that usually takes a few minutes to do, but that's all right because I've got a 32-ounce growler here, and it's Tuesday. So what else is there to do? Let's see what's new. What's new in Tallinn? It was low-key snowing this morning, so that was kind of interesting. I opened the garage to do my CrossFit workouts because now, the CrossFit gym is closed, but they're still doing the CrossFit workouts. So when I opened the door and it was snowing, that was real cool. Exactly what I dreamed of. So I did that this morning, and then we've been taking the dogs for walks every day so he can examine the neighborhood and see what there is to see, which at this point is mostly
I don't know.
piles of dog poop and sometimes children, usually not in the morning because it's kind of cold in the mornings. And James has been working from home, and he will finish month end at home and then return to Southbridge for the duration of his whatever, the COVID-19. His business is considered essential, so he'll be going to work. I am currently what was Fun Employed when I, left the funny farm, but now doesn't have like a cutesy name. So until I come up with a cutesy name, I'm just unemployed due to COVID-19. So cooking class. Back to what we were actually talking about. So this is looking pretty good. I opened a can of these little diced chilies, which is really nice to put in most Mexican foods. We usually hug it in. I'm gonna put in these diced chilies and give those a stir. Mix them in real nicey nice. Everything should be smelling really delicious in your house right now. And if not, I don't know what to tell you. Mix them around real good. Again, if you were James and you're a loon, you would make a little spot in the middle of your pan and you would take your meat out and you would throw it in the pan. But I'm not James. I'm not a loon. So I won't be doing that. I'll just be throwing the meat in the pan and going with it. Again, whatever you have. I had ground chuck. That's what's going in there. Sorry, Lisa. It's beef. So you kind of want to break it up, like you are making tacos or something else that is broken up. And just kind of give it a smush around a little bit. I usually stir it up, and then at that point, once I kind of break it up and get it a little not as blocky, I'm going to add in the spices, which I already have here, which is a teaspoon of cumin, a half teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of smoked paprika, a quarter teaspoon of salt and pepper. Smoked paprika is probably wrong because, as I said, got the two little pots of spices confused. So there's question mark amount of smoked paprika in there. Probably not a teaspoon. It's probably more like half, but I don't know because I screwed it up, which happens. But I believe it was Julia Child who would just drink more and make it a happy accident. Or maybe that was Bob Ross, but Bob Ross didn't do as much drinking. Or maybe he did. I don't really know. He could be drinking. That would actually be a really interesting maneuver for Bob Ross if he just was real drunk every time he painted a happy little tree or forgot what he was doing when he did it. So anyway, this is my little container of spices. Those are going right in. They're gonna get a little stir, and we're gonna keep cooking. This is gonna brown itself, and it can kind of be, left to its own devices. You can stir it as you go. The big burner in my stove is the one on the right, so it'll just sit there. But if you have like normal sized burners, you could probably move this to the back burner and just, again, let it brown and let it become really nice. Once it's browned, you're just going to turn off the heat. So I have another pot. This is a 1 1.5 quart pot. Are you okay, Lisa?
This whole cooking thing is not my thing. I have Randy here, and
We were not prepped.
we're making wine. We're drinking wine.
She was not prepped at all.
It's okay. It's okay.
Beautiful
It's all
face.
right. I'm here to help.
Thank
I'm
you.
here to advise. I mean, if you think I know what I'm doing, that's terrifying for you. I can usually keep my head above water. I mean, I'm by no means a gourmet chef here. I just kind of make things up. And usually if things are like mince, dice, whatever, I'm like, this looks good, and I just go with it. James, like I said, is the perfectionist. He's like, I will do exactly as it says, and I'm like, rough chop. Most everything is a rough chop at our house.
Yes, wherever it goes is my philosophy.
It's all fine in the end. Okay, so enchilada sauce. You can use the sauce. You can make the sauce.
Here too?
You can use your enchilada sauce. You live your life. I don't judge. Whatever. I'm going to make the sauce because I'm standing here and I have nothing to review.
Yeah, screen.
It's pretty good as far as enchilada sauces go. So I'd also say that if you have another recipe that needs enchilada sauce, it's a good one to use. Most of the spices are things I generally have on hand. The only exception being some people don't have smoked paprika, but I'd really recommend buying it because it is a nice little zippity spice to have because it has the paprika and the smoke. Anyway, so I'm gonna turn this burner on to like medium-ish.
Sorry. You did all that.
And it wants 2 tablespoons of oil. Olive oil is what I use. You can probably use other things, but like, why bother? So just use olive oil. That makes the most sense. And you're going to let that heat up in this pan. This burner's already a little warm because I made my chicken stock, and this burner's already hot, so this actually probably shouldn't take so long. And while I'm waiting for that to heat up, I'm gonna mush around my beef here that is just simmering away. Ooh, it smells really good. So let's see, what else can we talk about? This beer is quite delightful. It came from a local brewery called Labyrinth. They're in Manchester. My Labyrinth fun story is that over the summer we were there and we had just made adult friends, which as an adult, I feel like it's really hard to make friends because, you'll start talking to them and then realize they're like a low-key racist or, I don't know, some sort of awful person, or you just have nothing in common with them. So that's always unfortunate. But we made these adult friends. We were super psyched. We went to a few breweries, and I don't know. I don't think I had that much to drink. Yes, James will probably be like, you had so much to drink. I don't really think I did. Anyway, So we were leaving the brewery, and I was like, "Ooh, bye, new friends!" And then I proceeded to trip on a curb while wearing my Birkenstocks, stumble a few steps, and be like, "Oh, holy shit!" So we got in the car, and I said to James, "I think I broke my toe," and he was like, "You didn't break your toe." And I was like, "No, there's no way I did not break my toe. This hurts so bad." Which proceeded to me sending a bunch of text messages to my friend Kate, because it was like 11:30 at night, being like, "I'm in so much pain. This man is hitting every bump on the way home from wherever we're going. Like, I didn't know a road could have so many bumps," and basically wanting to die. Then I woke up the next morning and my whole toe was black and blue. So yes, I did in fact break my big toe. And you know what they do when you break your big toe? Nothing. They do nothing. They tell you don't break it more, which isn't very helpful information when your toe is already broken. So instead you get an x-ray and they give you a walking shoe and they tell you don't use your foot, which I don't know if you know this, your big toe is essential to your foot. So that's done. Okay, anyway, back to this. Olive oil's pretty hot. I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of flour, which I already measured out. And you are going to make a roux, which this is my Great British Baking Show moment, is like, it's going to turn into a paste, which is what you want. And you want it to be kind of light brown in color. This is going to be how you thicken your enchilada sauce. So it's definitely a timing thing, but it's worth it because you, oh, hey, Julie.
Hi.
Hi. You want to have a nice, delicious, thick enchilada sauce. But like I said, enchilada sauce, you can do whatever you want. If you have jarred enchilada sauce, you can do that, or you can make this if you get in other recipes. Again, I'm also kind of like pushing this beef around while I'm doing this because it's browning and it looks like it's basically almost done. So it will probably finish before my enchilada sauce, and I'll just turn it off at that point. So this is kind of like here. It's not quite there yet. It's like a light brown paste. Light brown paste. Dark brown. Let's see what I'm doing here. Yes. Okay. Golden brown. It says about 2 minutes. My stove is a little silly, so might take me a little while longer. And I'm going to turn this beef off because it is cooked and done and smells delicious. So that's just going to hang out here for a minute while I work on my enchilada sauce. So while you're making roux, you want to keep on like whisking it as you're going and make a fantastic amount of noise. That's always important. I already measured out my spices because hot mess. And I also already opened my 2 little cans of tomato sauce. I just use this like Churroso, whatever tomato sauce. They're 2 8-ounce cans. It's just 15 ounces, 16 ounces. It really doesn't freaking matter. Just 15 to 16 ounces of whatever. All right. So now my roux is where I want it. I am literally, it just says add in the remaining ingredients. So I'm gonna dump in my 2 little cans of sauce here. And I have, I'm gonna give that a good stir actually. This is my chicken stock that I made before. That's gonna go in there.
Sarah, how much chicken stock? I'm sorry.
It's 1.5 cups.
I set the smoke detector off already, so.
What was it?
I set my smoke detector off already.
Oh, good job. Way to go.
It's a typical day at my house.
All right, so now I'm going to add in all my spices, which are 2 tablespoons of chili powder, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of onion powder, a half teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika, a little bit of cayenne, and some salt and pepper. And I'm just literally going to dump this in here. gonna give it a good stir. It's gonna be super liquidy. That's okay, because you also have to put in tomato paste, which you had good reading skills, which I don't. You would already know that.
Bad.
Italian lady, she would have little tiny things of tomato paste already wrapped up, tablespooned out, because can of tomato paste, what are you gonna do with that? So I'm just gonna drop 2 of these pre-measured tablespoons of tomato paste in my enchilada sauce. And somewhere, my Italian grandmother is like, yeah, that's exactly what I would do. And I was like, you know what, Gram, you're right. So she's probably but I don't know, like, what do you do with an entire can of tomato paste unless you're making tomato sauce? There's like nothing to do with it. So I usually teaspoon it out or tablespoon it out because that's the way I use the most of it, and just save it for things like this. So I have a couple because I don't know what's in my freezer. I have a couple of things of tomato paste frozen in the freezer, which another fun thing to do since everyone's home and can't leave the house until a question mark amount of time, clean out your freaking freezer. Because you know what? You'll never know what you'll find in there. It could be really exciting stuff, or you could find out that you just have a lot of old popsicles, which I'm not saying we had a ton of old popsicles, but we had a ton of old popsicles. You also might find out how many ice packs you have, or you might find out, you know, that your husband shouldn't be allowed to buy bratwurst at the grocery store because he always buys like 5 packs because he thinks that's the appropriate amount to have, which is not. So we're playing a really fun game called Eat What We Have in the Freezer. It's actually not as fun as it sounds because a lot of the food is things you wouldn't really want to eat like repetitively. So that's good. We also found some sauce that we made a while ago where we thought we had sausage, but it was actually bratwurst. And I don't recommend putting bratwurst in tomato sauce. It tastes gross. Do not recommend. So that went straight to the garbage. I saved it like I was gonna eat it. I wasn't gonna eat it. I don't even know why I tricked myself into thinking that that was like something delicious. It was. I've talked so much. I need another drink. Anyway, so beef is done. You want to get your enchilada sauce to a simmer, and then you're gonna let it simmer there for about 5 minutes. It's gonna be kind of thick and it's gonna bubble, but that's what you want. It is definitely delicious. And I just kind of progressively stir it as I go, mostly, you know, because that seems like the right thing to do with enchilada sauce. Then put my bouillon away, add more. If Dog was here, which he's not, oh, a Zoom from a gift from Zoom. Oh my God, you're so nice, Zoom. If the dog was here and I opened the cheese drawer, he'd lose it. He's not. He's outside in timeout. So you can use whatever kind of cheese you want. I have some Mexican cheese to use. I'm going to use that, but I also might throw in, I don't know, do I want taco blend? Do I want cheddar? The world is your cheese oyster. I have some cheddar I'll use too. That's probably not enough anyway. The world is your cheese oyster. So use whatever kind of cheese you want. Do you want Mexican, cheddar, Monterey Jack? I don't know. You want to shred your own cheese? You do you. I use the easiest way, which is pre-shredded cheese, which a lot of people have opinions about pre-shredded cheese. I don't really care. I do what I want with pre-shredded cheese.
Sarah, can we go over the sauce again real quick? Lisa cannot get online.
Sure. Of course we can, Randy. All right. So the sauce is, so you're going to take 2 tablespoons of oil and you're going to heat that up in a pan. And you're going
we already dumped the, We have the chicken stock there already.
Did you already put the chicken stock in there?
Yes. That's the only thing that's in the pan right now.
It's in the pan right now.
No,
All right,
she's
well,
killing me here.
did you put the flour in there?
We didn't.
Start from when you put the flour in the chicken stock.
All right, well, you need to make a roux. So you need to mix up the flour and the oil. Randy looks disappointed already.
Oh, she's just killing me here.
This is why I don't cook.
This is why I don't cook.
We already did the meat and everything backwards. She had me cook the meat first. I took care of it.
So oil, and then how much?
2 tablespoons of oil and
Yep.
2 tablespoons of flour once the oil gets hot. And you're gonna mix it. You're gonna make a roux.
Thank you, Sarah.
Of course, anytime. I see my brother and my niece there. And one of the dogs, I don't know which one. Oh, yep, there he is. Hi, Will. And I see my other niece, Verity. Hi, Verity. Hi. And Julie. Verity. Okay, what else? Hi, Verity.
We were on mute. That's why you didn't hear her say hi.
Oh, she was just looking at me, and I was like, "Hey, cool."
Yeah, she was saying hi. I didn't want us to be. We had a lot of noises going on in this room.
What? Not you.
Yeah, we have a lot of video games.
Cool. Hi, guys.
Mhm.
So by now your sauce.
Why don't I have my music on?
By now your sauce should be like bubbling away, which is great. You want that because you want it to thicken up, which is what your roux and your tomato paste is going to do. It's going to thicken up the sauce for you, which is great. Let it simmer. Don't let it boil. Just small little bubbles, like it's seltzer, I guess. Let's say seltzer.
So I get
Longer, guys.
without going to her house.
Mhm.
More I made you a
2
pie.
people in a household, like James and I are, is you will be able to eat this for like 3 meals. Because it makes somewhere between 6 and 8 enchiladas. It depends on how much you fill them. You could be a disaster like I am. So when you fill them, you don't really know how much you're doing. And then the last one has
I died. This is really
like no percent meat.
Got in?
Whatever. It's fine. You do you. I don't care. It works
So
out.
what do we do after? I'm sorry. What do we do after the oil and the flour are together?
So you're gonna make a roux. Did you make them into like a paste? Are they in a nice paste now?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Okay. You're gonna literally dump everything else in there. You're gonna put in the chicken stock,
That's not
paste,
me.
the tomato sauce, and all those spices. You're gonna put those all in there and give it a good stir.
Right there. Next to
What
her.
were the spices? Can you add these in when she says it, Lisa?
It's already there.
Add them in.
You,
as
you
she
need
says
me to
it.
read off the spices, Lisa?
Bother me.
Yes, please.
Okay. Can you please put in 2 tablespoons of chili powder? Julie's got like level up music.
Yep, that's Everett. He's playing Castlevania actually from the SNES.
Oh, there you go.
No, actually, he's playing some other game. I don't know I forget what this one's called. We had this one, but I don't remember what it's called.
Oh, there you go.
Gargoyle's Quest or something. I don't know.
James probably knows.
Goblins and Ghouls. James does know this.
There you go. Lisa, you're gonna do a teaspoon of cumin.
Okay.
You're going to do a teaspoon of onion powder.
All right. I don't have onion powder, but
I don't know, make it up. You don't have onion powder.
no, I have garlic salt. It's got parsley in it.
Garlic salt is not onion powder. Garlic salt does not onion powder make.
Garlic's amazing.
I mean, it is, but it's not onion
It'll be
powder.
fine. It'll be fine.
All right,
We'll skip the onion powder.
whatever. Then you need a half teaspoon of garlic powder. Do you have garlic powder?
No.
Okay, so just put in a teaspoon of garlic salt.
Okay. I can do that.
Okay. Then do you have smoked paprika?
I do have paprika.
Okay, do you have smoked paprika?
No, I'm looking at paprika, hon.
Okay, well just put in paprika, that's fine. Put in a quarter teaspoon of smoked paprika
Okay.
and just like a little dash of cayenne.
Little dash of what?
Cayenne pepper,
Yeah, I got that.
and then just put in some regular pepper.
Okay.
We're gonna skip the salt because you didn't have garlic powder, so we just did garlic, salt, and then salt. It'll be fine. Famous last words are, "It'll be fine."
Garlic.
We're gonna make it work, Sarah.
I believe in you. I believe in your ability to make this work. My enchilada sauce is like bubbling around, like it's a cauldron, and I'm an old hag witch lady. So I took it off the heat because we don't need that bubbling around. I cleaned this counter, and now it's a big mess again. So Sarah makes a mess in the kitchen. Anyway, moving right along. At this point, important note, which I've highlighted in my recipe, hot mess, is since my enchilada sauce is done, you're gonna put some of the enchilada sauce in with the meat.
Interesting.
I highlighted that because I can't tell you the number of times I've made this recipe and not freaking done that. It's a lot. Not proud of it, but that's why I highlight and print recipes, because when I make a mistake, then I know not to make it again. So I'm literally just taking a ladle, dumping some of that in there. Now that I've said that, I'm like, is that really what I'm doing? Yes, it is. So you're gonna put that in with your meat and also some cheese. I'm just dumping whatever is left of this bag of cheese into the skillet. Is it 2 ounces? Is it more than 2 ounces? Who knows? I don't, so it's fine. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day, is all you need to know. You want the taco meat, we'll call it taco meat at this point, to be, you know, not dry and gross. You want, as Mike, who is no longer on this call, would say, you want to have some sauce in there. Why Mike is obsessed with sauce? I don't know. I didn't like the way this looks. I'm adding a little bit more of this enchilada sauce. Works great. You're gonna mix it up. It's going to be a delight in the pan. It's gonna have a little bit of cheese, a little bit of enchilada sauce. It's gonna look great, and you are gonna be excited. Next step. You're gonna take whatever it is you're cooking enchiladas in. For me, it is this stoneware, not quite 9x13 pan. Why is it not 9x13? I don't know, because Le Creuset is difficult, but I use it a lot. It's really great, and one day I'll probably drop it and break it, and that'll make me really sad. I recommend spraying it with some sort of Pam spray of some kind, unless you really enjoy scrubbing. Whatever works. I'm going to get my enchilada flour tortillas, whatever the hell it is I have here. I just bought, I guess Sir would like to come back in.
Sir would like to come in.
Sir would like to come in. That's what we're going to call Benjamin, because he's a jerk. So anyway, I'm going to use all these brands, Pueblo Linda flour tortillas. Oh, there goes Strozzi. To make my enchiladas. So what you want to do first is put some enchilada sauce. Oh, are you getting a drink? Sure. I recommend it. James is here. He's getting a drink of some kind. What will you have? James is drinking a Bones and Domino from a really great brewery in Florida that our friend Karen gave to us, because Karen is, if nothing else, a really good beer friend, except she's more than just a beer friend. She also shares her beers, which is very nice, and that's important to have beer friends. And real friends, and best friends, friends of all kinds. Anyway, I digress. So you're gonna take your tortillas, whatever kind you have. These are flour tortillas. That's just the kind I like. You could use whole wheat tortillas. You could use other wraps. It's kind of like the world's your cheese oyster. The world is your tortilla oyster. Use whatever kind of tortillas you want. I don't care. And in a very fancy way that I do this, I'm literally just gonna like plop this in here. There's no finesse to this. I'm sure there is. Like if I worked in a Mexican restaurant, I would probably do this better, but I don't. I'm gonna roll it up. I'm gonna drop some on the ground, which the dog is gonna be really into eating. You can't eat that, pal. Which is, again, Sarah makes a mess in the kitchen. I didn't just come up with this like on a lark. It is true. You're gonna roll it up and you're gonna put it in your dish, your cooking vessel that has the enchilada sauce on the bottom, seam side down. Like I said, if you can usually get about 6 of these, depending on how you fill them. These tortillas are a little bit big, so it's gonna be like more tortilla than you know, filling. Whoopsies. Oh well. Life's hilarious. You just do what you gotta do. So I'm just gonna slap it in here, and some of these are gonna have more, some of these are gonna have less. If you wanted to put beans in here, you could put beans. If you wanted to put more cheese in the filling, you could put cheese in there. You know, whatever seems delicious to you is what you should do. I've definitely made these for people that have just had babies, only because these are really good, because they're real easy. They reheat really well. You can, could you get out of here, please? Thank you. You could put rice in here if you wanted. If you want to extend the life of your beef. How else do we make these? Is that good? Rice.
Yeah.
Oh, James wasn't paying attention to me, which I think is probably how most of his life goes, is he doesn't listen to what I say, and then he is working right now. He's a very important man. He has so much to do today. So, yeah. You can put extra cheese in these, which might be what the recipe calls for. It wasn't what I did. Most certainly didn't get any on James's laptop. That would be silly. What? So actually, I'm gonna end up getting 6. These are the large burritos. They're kind of a little bit medium. Probably would have been a better size, but I bought these before I really knew what I was doing with them. Because welcome to my life, and it's fine. Everything will be fine. That's the motto of my cooking show that I've just made up. Everything will be fine. Everything will be totally fine. So anyway, you're gonna jam those in your cooking dish. Now you're gonna have a messy pan, which you're gonna leave for someone else to clean up. In this case, that's James. Whatever. You're gonna have a buttload of enchilada sauce left, and you're gonna put that pretty liberally on top. I am a weirdo, and I like to make sure that it covers all of the enchiladas and doesn't leave any parts open. That is me. You can just dump it on top and not have any finesse to it. You do you. I do recommend, however, getting a spatula out, breaking something else in the process, and really getting into the corners of your pan, because mine had a lot of excess enchilada sauce in there, and that way you can also give everything a good stir. Perfect. Dog behind me. And the last step is you put cheese on top. Oh, whatever kind of cheese you want. This is Mexican style. I'm just gonna sprinkle it on top. Just gonna use whatever's left in this package, because that way I don't have a half-empty package of cheese. The dog is desperate for cheese. He's never eaten before in his life, but he feels that if there was a life he could have, that cheese would be a part of it. Well, I don't know where your bowl is, pal. If you had a bowl, I'd put cheese in it. There's nothing this dog loves more than cheese. If I open the cheese drawer, he gets real excited. I will give him a little bit of cheese. Is my dog spoiled? I don't know what you're talking about. And that's it. I will put this in the oven when we're ready to eat. It will cook for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. Really doesn't need to cook that long because you've already, 30 minutes. That's a little excessive. Really, honestly, you just want to melt the cheese to make sure everything's heated up on the inside. Doesn't really matter how long you cook it for, because like I said, you already made all the things. That's it. So really easy, very customizable, really good to make to last for a few days and give you some food later on in the week. And that's all. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to turn off the recording, but not turn off my Zoom. So Lisa and Randy, you can keep asking questions. But thanks
Can
for
you do a remedial class for us next time, please?
week.